Woodfire Cookery for the Vermont State Parks. I'm proposing adding a cooking class centered around the wood fire in the Vermont State Parks. Culinary students would get to try a sampling of all the items prepared at the class. All recipes would be available in print form for the students. All instructional information would be provided in print, including safety and shopping lists. All recipes would be easy to accomplish for the non-chef and made of readily available supermarket items. I can come up with endless amounts of menu items we could prepare. These are some good easy ones to start with that I've included with my proposal. I will do all the shopping related to the classes. What a more perfect state than Vermont to love and live life in. I feel a greater need to help people learn to de-stress from their regular lives and to help educate them on the enjoyments of life. This is so often overlooked and so valuable for quality of life. I am a volunteer park photographer intern for the Vermont State Parks and camp regularly myself, always wood-fire cooking. Teaching at the parks would be a perfect job for me, as I love the parks and greatly enjoy spending my time there. I am a culinary trained chef from Johnson & Wales University and also have an associate's in food service management and a certificate in preschool education. I have been cooking for over 15 years. Currently, I am acquiring a bachelor's in professional studies and in developing my business, organizational, behavioral, financial education, and I'm learning to run nonprofits, learning about farm-to-school programs for children, and I have interest in person-centered care for elders, helping them maintain the most autonomous life as possible. It would be nice to have a predetermined class group size. However, with approximate attendance, I can do it for any amount, really. We would need to set a budget for what the park would like to spend for the food produced, and time needed for the classes. Food costs can be chosen from the lower to the higher end of the spectrum, depending on the desires. I think meal-appropriate times would work best for cooking. I have fairly open availability unless I'm camping someplace, as I'm not currently working full-time and have online school. If the particular park's community fire pit could be fixed up with a cooktop, that would be fine. Otherwise, possible other options would be the day use area or a campsite used for the class for that day. I would be willing to provide the class for my immediate area parks. This includes Woodford's, Molly Stark, Jamaica, Dummerston, Townsend, Lake Shaftesbury. I'm also willing to accommodate traveling some to other state parks if I could stay over there. I think offering the classes on Fridays and Saturdays would attract the most folks, as seemingly to be the busiest days at the park. This will also help spread the news of classes by way of mouth, but I also imagine with a sign-up style class you could get additional attendance on slower days like a Tuesday. I think meal-appropriate times would be best for the cooking times. For classes, I would like to get the fire going with the exception of the fire building class where we would build the fire together. Class time lengths would depend slightly on the menu items covered, the weather environment, the wood I have. I imagine that being around an hour and a half I would have most of it prepped up, but some prep to show the students the actual cooking time, discussing about the cooking and equipment and whatnot, and any questions they may have. I would be interested in using a portion of the funds that the classes would bring in to build new age-appropriate playground for the Woodford Park. Their playground is not exciting and dangerous for the majority of age groups that are interested in playing on a playground and is mostly habitated by teenagers. This, I also would believe, would add value to the Woodford Park. This photo is of a really nice playground I found at the Alabama State Parks. I think adding classes to the Vermont State Parks will increase the desire of people to visit the park and attract people that may have not even camped before. I feel the Southern Vermont region is lacking the ability to offer events at their parks at this time and would benefit from contributing more in this way, as to reap the benefits of increased park visits. Wilderness cookery is essential in the survival standpoint, as well as lacking skill for many average campers. With increased self-efficacy that will be created from educating people of wood-fire cookery, it will increase the desire to camp more and generate more money for the state parks. Maybe even increasing wood sales for the campers. I also feel offering these classes will create a loyalty to the Vermont State Parks that will travel through the family and into future generations of campers to come, assuring longevity of the Vermont State Parks. Some class ideas, possible menu items that I think that would be easy to start with and prepare by the average cook. We'd start with the cooking class of the fire, building the fire cook tools essentials, how to make the coals in a way to properly cook food, turning up and down the fire's temperature, maintaining food safety. And then for this course, I would say to create easy marinated chicken, roasted asparagus, and scalloped red potatoes. We could also offer a wood fire breakfast with a few options I came up with. The country donuts, coffee, home fried potatoes, bacon, eggs, toast, or sticky buns and cocoa. Wood fire dinners I came up with. Grilled pizza is probably my number one favorite and was the inspiration to come up with this cooking courses at the Vermont State Parks. An Angus beef or a veggie burger, handmade, lettuce, tomato, onion, fresh made buns, and hearty cowboy fries. Or we could do wood-fired chicken tacos, chili lime grilled corn, roasted tomato salsa. Or there could be kebabs, Indian shish kebabs, rice pilaf, or an easy shrimp scampi with linguine and broccoli. We also could do Dutch oven bread cooking. We could do a quick jam. Wood-fired desserts that I'm particularly fond of is a peach crumble, cream and mint, blueberry pie with also cream and mint, or apple strudels with, yes, my favorite, cream and mint. The basic tools you need, this depends on the menu items and depth you'd really like to get into. I can cook with as much as just any one pan, the fire grates, and a stick. But these are some things that you desire to have. The cast iron pan, saute style, wok style, or the Dutch oven. A trivet, which is used with a pie pan or roasting, getting stuff off the bottom of the pan when the heat is very high underneath of it. A large oven mitt, a small shovel for moving coals around, a metal spatula, metal tongs, a thermometer for proper meat temperature cooking, matches, paper, kindling, firewood, the poker stick, and water for fire extinguishing, except for grease fires. And your standard items like salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, garlic, onion, olive oil, and then the specific menu items. So, that wraps up my presentation, and I would just like to introduce you to my proposal. me myself as Felicia, and I guess just my general love for the Vermont state parks and bringing additional education to the people around, and also obviously providing a little bit of money for my family. All right. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you watching my proposal.